like one of the big criticisms I have of this movie is that everything feels a little bit floaty, that nothing really happens because of anything else, right? So the Night Stalker is going around, and obviously people are talking about how dangerous it is, but nothing really happens because of the Night Stalker. And then MaXXXine gets cast in this movie, and she gets constantly warned about how, like, what a hard ass the director is. But other than being a bit strict and demanding, nothing bad happens. Like, nobody exploits her or abuses her or even yells at her while she's in the movie industry. And in fact, everybody seems pretty nice, considering everything, and supportive. Like, even the director is ultimately trying to help her, right? She's not trying to exploit MaXXXine at all. And then, I don't know, it all kind of seemed like it kind of just skirted around the edges of these topics without really saying anything about them or anything interesting happening because of them. And the Night Stalker kind of was part of that, where that was kind of part of the background, but it didn't seem connected to anything. I think I'm just zeroing in on the Hollywood aspect because it's such a big part of the story, right? We're constantly told what a harsh business it is, but we don't see it being harsh to her. We're talked about how inhuman it is, but we don't see it really abuse anybody. Like, they're very careless about that one actress dying, right? But it's more indifference than anything else. We're talking about how Hollywood wants to depends on artists pushing boundaries, but then is scared of artists at the same time, but we don't really see that happening, right? We don't really see studio interference trying to kind of put shackles on the Puritan, right? Like, where Elizabeth Bender, the film director, is trying to do one thing, but then there's a studio executive who's trying to put her into a box or something. It gets talked about a lot, but it doesn't seem to really actually happen. And MaXXXine seems to have a pretty good deal at the film production, right?
Yeah, I don't think she's too sort of hard done by. And again, I think I agree with what you said, is that her character trait isn't being sort of used within the film industry in terms of like some of the ruthlessness and stuff like that. So I do agree in that sense.